Hello, hello. Good morning. What's up, everyone? Can everyone hear me and can everyone see the Bitcoin charts? All good. All right. Perfect. Gonna wait like 2 more minutes. Give the people a chance to join and then we'll get started. We'll do the usuals. Start off with Bitcoin. Give my thoughts on the recent moves here. Saw some downside into some levels we've been watching to the T, to be honest. But yeah, we'll get into that later, and then we'll do some altcoins. Milady, for example, I'm currently in a long on that one, so I'll explain why. And then we'll do some requests and answer some questions for you all. Leave a like on the stream. Subscribe to my YouTube, the usuals if you haven't already. Also thanks to Bybit for sponsoring my streams and videos. I'll have a link in the description. I'm currently also running a giveaway. I'm doing this for you guys. They gave me the chance to give away iPhone 14s. All you have to do is basically make an account on Bybit under my link. If you're already under my link, you're also just fine, and then you have to fill in the form and then you're good to go. Okay, so per 50 new signups, I'll be giving away 1 iPhone. And if you use my link, you also get CoinMarketMan for free. That's like the website with all the tools to analyze your trading, to get like your fancy equity curves and stuff. It's very helpful and very nice to use. So you get that for free as well if you use the link, as well as get access to my Discord group and up to $30,000 in bonuses. If you have any questions, simply send me a DM. My DMs are open on Twitter and on Discord, okay? So check it out, the link to the tweet of the giveaway. I mean, just go to my Twitter page if you're looking for it. I tweeted it out yesterday, so, no, 2 days ago actually. Shouldn't be too hard to find. I'll retweet it later, okay? So, with that being said, I think we'll get started, right? Kind of a lot to talk about here on Bitcoin. Where do we start? So some levels I've marked out, right? These ranges shouldn't be a big surprise. These were the range levels I've been watching for ages, okay? And I said as long as we stay above this monthly range mean level that I'm bullish. I'm mainly looking for longs back towards range high, okay? How low we were going to dip, right? Was a big question, obviously. I would allow wicks lower than the range mean, but I wanted to see high time frame closes above, okay? Now, at the moment, that's exactly what I'm waiting for, okay? I want to see some high time frame closes before I start looking to position myself for a bigger move, okay? Because if you look at it, right, the moves we've been getting, most of them just instantly get retraced, right? So up, instantly back down, down, instantly back up. But all of the moves we got are without any follow through, okay? Then up, instantly down again, chop, down, instantly up again, okay? So for swing longs, it's a little bit too early for me to jump in here right away, okay? Now, the levels I've also marked are simply last week's low, right? If you go to the weekly, last week's low, last week's high, and on the monthly, last month's low and last month's high, okay? What I use these levels for is simply to know where the draw on liquidity is going to be. If either sides of the highs and the lows get swept, the draw will be to the other side of the range. And if you combine that with key levels, supply and demand, you can get some nice trade setups and at least have a bias to work with on the lower time frames. Okay, so what do we have here? Last month's low was already swept, but now got swept again a little lower. Last week's low was unswept and last week's high was also unswept. And now with the recent move, we got the sweep of last week's low. Okay, at the moment we're above that level again. But what I want to see here, to sort of give me the trigger that Bitcoin wants to trade higher, at least towards last week's high, would be a break above this key level, last month's low. Okay, now what does that level line up with? If you take a look at OTE from the most recent swing high to the most recent swing low, well, guess what? The OTE area is exactly the area we got rejected on the lower time frames. And guess what as well? The sideways price action, right, that led to the down move, what do we call that, supply, is also the area lining up with that key level and with OTE. So in my opinion, that's the area we need to break for Bitcoin if we want a long and if we want this to trade higher towards last week's low and potentially even higher towards last week's high and potentially even higher towards last month's high. Okay, so that's basically what I'm waiting for. I'm currently in no positions on Bitcoin. It's also Friday, so the weekend's coming up. I just want to see how this behaves in the coming days, right? So in the weekend, if we manage to show strength or to just chop around here and range, and next week we see another pump and a break above this level, right? Then I'll be looking for longs on the retest, targeting last week's high. Okay, clean draw on liquidity there. These fairly equal highs into low time frame supply. If we manage to smash above here and stay above, okay, then it's bigger swings off towards all of these highs. If not, okay, we start ranging here and we snap back down, which shouldn't be a surprise for any of you since we've seen it quite a lot recently, where you get the sweep, right? We saw exactly the same here, the sweep of these lows, boom, very bullish reaction, everyone starts swing longing, stops below there, and what do? Just bleed down, okay? So be careful for a similar scenario where we just range a little here and then start bleeding and accelerate back towards the lows, okay? So that's how I'm going to play it. Look what Bitcoin wants to do here. If it wants higher, it'll show you, it'll show strength, and you'll get plenty of time to still get in or to long lower, okay? Now, if we close around here and next week we see downside early in the week, so say we keep ranging here on the lower time frames and we see downside early in the week next week and take out these lows and get a bullish reaction, well, then that will be a big long for me, okay? Because at that point we would have an SFP, a low time frame and a high time frame, to be honest, SFP into our weekly key support, and that would be a big trigger for me for longs. Now you could argue that this looks exactly the same as what we have at the moment, right? That last week's low were the lows. We got the deviation or the sweep into our weekly range mean, and now we reclaimed last week's low, right? well, that's fine. If you believe that, your invalidation should be below here. But for me personally, I want to give it some time, okay? I don't want to blindly long here into resistance. I rather wait for the break above here to long it with more confidence towards here than to long here right into resistance in anticipation that the resistance will break, okay? Because that's, I mean, I've done it in the past as well where I thought resistance would break. Also because the way price traded towards the level, a good example was around here, right? The way we traded towards the level, boom, everyone thought, oof, this kind of strength, we're just gonna blow past all of this resistance and trade higher. Well, and then that got proven otherwise very quick, okay? So are we getting the same? Nobody knows. But I rather play it safe. Weekly close, right? Above, if we manage to smash back above last month's low and close the weekly above there, well, then I'll be buying dips and target a lot higher on Bitcoin. That would be a significant signal for me, a significant signal that shows strength for Bitcoin. So at that point, I'll definitely look for longs, and I don't think at that point, because it's a weekly close, right? Because high time frames are more significant. At that point, I don't think we do something like this and trade lower. At that point, I think we go all the way for last month's high. Also, the way this is trading down towards the level, right? It's just slowly bleeding, right? We didn't see aggressive nukes yet. Where we accelerate, boom, and get a massive wick. That's not what we have seen. I mean, that can mean two things. Either it's just passive selling, and the acceleration has yet to come, or bulls are defending this quite nicely, and we're just building up liquidity to the upside that's gonna get taken at one go. To know which one of it is, well, you should focus on the higher time frames, focus on liquidity that gets swept, focus on your key levels, and combine all of those together and see for yourself, right? So that's what I'm currently watching. I think this first reclaim is a good sign. So it's a good sign that we reclaimed last week's low, but I want to see this hold now, okay? So some dips here, right? We still have a flat 4 hour. So if we do something like this and get bought up, I might look to scalp long. So that's immediately my low time frame plan. Excuse me. Where we have this lower time frame range highs, range lows. If we go for these lows, sweep in there, reclaim, I might get long. Maybe keep my stop safe below here in case we go for this low, right? And do something like this. So keep it safe right there, target up here, and then maybe keep some, because then the draw on liquidity could be towards here and potentially here, okay? But that's just low time frame trading. I will be looking for a low time frame long if we get a sweep of these lows simply back towards the highs. All right, is that clear for everyone what I'm watching for Bitcoin? So I wouldn't get too bearish, to be honest. If you take a simple look at this on the higher time frames, what do you see? Right, resistance. Well, if you draw it from here, boom, the most obvious resistance turned into support flip. So shorting into this, nah, not the best idea, but longing into this, nah. If you keep your stops wide and you allow Bitcoin to go for one more sweep, right? The scenario that I explained where we go for the lows once more. So if you swing long here, it definitely makes sense to me. but then I'd keep my stops like around here, and then you target a lot higher. That's like a 3R. This setup would make much more sense to me than a setup where you short into support, right, in anticipation that it's gonna break down significantly lower. Support is support until proven otherwise, and resistance the exact same, okay? So yeah, taking it easy and simply waiting what Bitcoin shows us what it wants to do. Clear for everyone? Repeat Bitcoin, lol. All right, next one I want to talk about is this Milady scam coin, right? First of all, I don't know anything about what this coin is or does. All I'm doing is trading the charts, okay? Just like I'm doing with basically everything. I just thought the chart looked interesting to me. The way it traded down here and slowed down, and sort of looked like it found a bid. And if we take a look at the high time frames, especially the monthly, right, we swept last month's low, so yeah, obviously below the monthly open, and then got a strong reclaim, okay? And the way it swept these lows, slowed down and showed bullish market structure going back into resistance, I think this looks ready for a squeeze a lot higher, okay? Just marking out some key lows, what you often get, right? So make key lows, boom, then price falls below them, then slowly reclaims, and then what it does, squeezes for all of the liquidity resting there. Or if this was a thin move, right, it gets filled quite fast. So what I'm looking for here, right, is basically that, a squeeze higher. And the reason I also like it is because invalidation on these kind of IDs is pretty damn clean, okay? You just know if these levels now get lost, if these levels now get lost again, so if we do break back below, yeah, then it's easy invalidation. If we get the retest and it holds, well, happy days, it's ready to go higher. Okay, so that's basically the idea behind this. Looking for a squeeze. I don't know what's up with the funding on this one, but on Bybit, I'm getting paid minus 1.57% every 8 hours. So, like I said, I have no clue what this is doing, but we have seen it before. Coins, scam coins with funding like this, right? That everyone wants to short. Funding goes negative and it just keeps on squeezing everyone out. So I hope that's gonna be the case here. Obviously, I don't know. But it's worth the risk to reward here, in my opinion. So that's why I entered this. As you can see, stops right below these levels. I can allow sweeps in there, but then I want to see them get bought up and look for this to trade a lot higher. That's basically it. Don't overcomplicate stuff, right? So that's all there is to it, basically. The target, I just chose these highs here into this consolidation that led to lower prices, okay? So I feel like that will be resistance. Obviously, the first key resistance would be around here, this local high into this resistance, but if it gets there, I'll definitely take some off, might even take off some earlier, since, yeah, like I said, I don't know what the hell this coin is or does. But that's the idea behind it. Okay. Can you explain the funding? Well, if funding is negative, it means that longs, people in long positions are getting paid and people in short positions have to pay. And the other way around. So if funding is positive, longs have to pay and shorts are getting paid to hold their positions. And it's different on every exchange, but on Bybit it's every 8 hours that the funding gets paid. And it's a metric to keep the spot price in sync with the margin price. That's it basically. Bitcoin dumping a little. Let's see here. Let's maybe do some live trading if we can. I might take something like this. I'm not sure what the max funding is on this coin, to be honest. What's the max funding on Bybit? Anyone knows? OTE, yeah, let's see. OTE from this to this will probably line up with this entry. Yeah, see? Might be going for lower OTE though, from all the way here to here. But you could, what you can do then, right? So you get that very often where you have like two plans, either it's going to bounce here or it's going lower and bounce there. What you do then is simply take it half risk from here. If it bounces and goes up, happy days, you're in profit. If it goes lower, you still have that other half risk to take the other setup you were watching, right? And if that's the general ID, like you can have one ID and one direction, lol. But have two different trade setups, and then you just separate the risk in between the two. So half risk there. If you get stopped, re-enter there. Boom. And still make back what you lost on the first one and even more. Okay. So yeah. I have the one lower down. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it could be. But I don't know. I feel like the way it's trading here with all of these highs, see on the hourly, I think we revisit these. I don't know though. Let's take a look at high block. Yeah, still red delta, you see, so I think I think we could see a little higher on Bitcoin here before it potentially breaks lower. But like I said, gotta be careful just blindly longing this, because if you look at it right, it's basically breakdown, retest, lower, breakdown, retest, lower. And on every strength, right, there's gonna be people FOMO longing and then they just get stopped out. So gotta be careful until either we get into a real key level, which this one is the case, or wait for confirmation and wait for a shift, a break in that pattern where you do get a break above the most recent resistance. I've talked about this on a previous live stream where I said it's something we get very often lately. Big downside and then straight back up, but fail to break above the high that started the dump, right? And then you just retrace the entire move. See, same here. Boom, strength, but fail to break above here, instantly back down. Same here, down, boom, instantly back up, fail to break above, instantly back down. So, could be the exact same case here, right? Boom, up, into resistance, straight back down. And this one doesn't give a fuck. I really think this is going to explode. Could make my week, to be honest. I'm in quite a big position on this one. But we'll see. Let's see here, Bitcoin. Either this, yeah, and if that doesn't happen, it's all the way back to here, I think. Please give alts to buy the dip recommendation. I'm not a buy the dip on altcoins kind of guy. I also think holding altcoins is the stupidest thing you can do and is the biggest meme out there. All I do with alts is trade level to level and take profit as soon as possible. XRP was a good example, right? I was long going into that whatever it was news event, like not because of the news and the news outcome, right? But because the look of the chart, I longed it, I think, yeah, I longed it here. I was targeting like up, higher up here. Just the way it was looking, right? These highs, boom, boom, I expected a pop. Then this happened, and as soon as that happened, I took off half, started rejecting on the lower time frames, and I instantly closed up here. And then that happened. So if I would have held, I would have gotten stopped out, probably at break even, but still had some nice profit on this one because of this approach. Let's see. Nothing like giving back gains on an impulse move to the moon. No, just the next liquidity pocket. Yeah, exactly. Take a look at Inch. I will. Let's see. Any reason why you long Milady? I explained it already. Just go rewatch like 50 minutes ago. Yeah, this one is a difficult one. This is a nice sweep of some lows, but first of all, it didn't went low enough for my liking. I would want to see a wick this big, then I'd feel more comfortable if I was looking for longs. And what I also want to see then is that this sweep is into a key demand area, and I think demand here is resting lower, so I don't believe this is a good long. What would be the reclaim? I mean, if it reclaims this very obvious support into resistance flip, right? Then trade it back towards the start of the impulse, and if it reclaims this, then we can start talking about trading back towards these highs. But until then, I think these lows are next into this blue area. So yeah, that's the first coin that I think will trade lower. So if all of these coins gonna trade lower, could line up with Bitcoin also wanting lower, and maybe that wouldn't be too good for our lady position. Although, when was the Bitcoin dump? 14, the 14th at 10. Let's see, 14th. Yeah, that was this one. See, it didn't dump as much as Bitcoin. It even failed to break new lows. Instantly bounced on support, and look at where we're at right now. So even if Bitcoin does this to new lows, I think this one should be fine. At least my stop should. Like, then I could see us do this. But honestly, I think that's where we bounce. Also, like, nobody's talking about it, which kind of surprises me. Surprises me not more people are talking about it, because, I mean, it's the biggest gainer at the moment. Let's see. See, Lady is the biggest gainer on Bybit. And nobody's talking about it. Also, this funding, honestly, I don't know. But hey, we're all here for the same. We're all here to gamble. Well, that's what I'm doing. Can you look at baby Vlaams Belang Inu, bro? Let's do Tomo first. Didn't know Lady exists. First time I heard of this coin. Yeah, these are just these meme coins that get listed on exchanges, just like Pepe. Oh, I want to talk about Pepe as well, to be honest, honestly. Just like Pepe. And like I said, don't buy these coins and hold them thinking they're gonna 100x. Like, just play the waves, just play the hype wave up, but get out as soon as you have profit. That's the best way to play them, or you're gonna get smoked. Like, look at how much this dumped once it started dumping, right? This was the listing, boom, oof, hype, and then if you bought spot up here, well, you were down almost 90% at the lows. Congrats. It's the same with Pepe. Look at this, right? That's where the hype all was at its peak, and then boom, and then, sorry, been downtrending ever since. Oof, looks a whole lot different than when I checked this morning. Then it was trading here and I kind of liked it. I thought we would trade towards here and here. But now we'll have to see if Bitcoin's holding. This just swept the lows in here. I could still see that happening. But as you can see, way less strength than Lady. I mean, all coins, basically everything's down at the moment. Phew. Yeah, these altcoins ain't looking good. Brev. Good morning, hologram. I'll do ARB and then we'll do metal. So ARB. Yeah, well, any chart with more data than this one. Seems like a nope. If this is the chart, like, I'd say just don't bother. Why would you trade this, like, unless it's shorts, but then still you don't have a clear target for this because there's no price action here. So what are you gonna target? This looks horrible. Yeah. Classic resistance, swept a high, ready for another leg lower. Metal. Spoiler, don't try to analyze metal on the weekly. Yeah, I see why. Right, that's probably just pump and dumps, you know? In those Telegram groups. I wouldn't trade this. Why would you trade this? Like, there's better charts out there. It looks quite strong, but still. Like, if you're scalping this, okay, but nah. It's close to these highs. If it sweeps those into this, trade it all the way back to here, all of these lows. But nah, I wouldn't trade it. Why would you? 4-hour close in 20 minutes as well. I caught the bottom. Hey, that's nice. Can you look at woo? Yeah, also wants one more spike lower, I think. Get this low in here. See? Beautiful. And then we might start looking for a long otherwise. I'd probably short a move like this, sweep back below, short, invalidation up there, target weekly lows. Setup would look something like this. 1.2R, but high probability. Can target a little lower, 1.7. And if you want a long, would be down here. Invalidation below weekly demand. And then target maybe up these highs. Yeah. Yeah, it's a 12-hour close as well. See, it wants these lows. Right. Now we'll have to see. But good chance we do this for now. Sweep and then trade a little here again. And then I don't know whatever the fuck it's gonna do. But yeah, or we just break straight back down. Imagine. It could be. It definitely could be. That's why I'm giving Bitcoin time. You know, it's weekend. The weekend is coming up. I've had a really good week scalping Bitcoin. So no rush, you know, just waiting for the next high probability setup. Milady. I mean, 12-hour close like this, sure, I'll take it. King George, what do you think of RLB? Smash the like. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes to 50, guys. We're at 40 at the moment. 60 people watching. Let's get the likes to 50 at least. Also subscribe if you haven't already. RLB. Oh yeah, that's that. What's it called? Rollbit? Which one is it? Is it this one? Only on Orca exchange. There's no data on TradingView. Then I think I'll have to skip. I'm only keeping it to coins on Bybit or on the bigger exchanges, of course. Yeah, Rollbit. Can you check out VET? Yeah, Bitcoin bouncing now. It's barely a flat, barely a wick to the upside, so could also do something like this, and then go down again. It's sad we didn't take the lows, otherwise the reaction probably would have been better. VET. Another coin, I would say, just don't bother. Sometimes I ask myself why people are asking me to check out a coin. Like, are you bag holding this? Are you in an underwater position? Are you short, wondering where to close? Because if you're not in any of those, why would you bother trying to trade this? I mean, there's better options out there, right? That's my thoughts. When I'm checking some altcoins, looking for interesting ones, when I see a chart like this, it's instantly skip, instantly next one. Same one, same here, to be honest. This is... this hasn't done anything this past couple months, last year. Hey, clean yearly range though, or weekly range, monthly range. But as you can see, held the range nicely up, and now poof, smashed below. Even like my plan would have been, if you were trading here, would have been clean lows, weekly demand, sweep, reclaim, then long, right? But after this, what I would want to see here is a reclaim of the area we broke down from. So a reclaim of this, boom, boom, and then we can target higher. But for now, nah, look for shorts on the retest and trade it to new lows. All-time high incoming on the reversed chart, yeah. Would love a look at Quant QNT. I see a sweep of the low. I don't, to be honest. If you call this a sweep of the low, that's equal lows. Even more liquidity resting down there. Guess which one is bouncing? Yeah, this is gonna send. I'm feeling it. Anyways. This funding keeps going down. Well, it's fairly stable now. Sitting at minus 0. Almost 6, 0.57. That's wild. Right, QNT. Whew. Why is that? Ooh, sheesh. Nah, looks horrible. Highs, could take this as the lows, right? Why? Highs, so downside, low made, decent bounce, high made, right? Chop in the middle, swept the lows, reclaim, retest, back to the highs, swept the highs, boom, retest. It's a beautiful chart, honestly, but it's not looking good. So key range levels. But yeah, moves like these are just bear market squeezes to short into, back towards the lows. So yeah, I think we'll be trading slowly towards this range low level. Also clean lows here, and even here, so wouldn't be surprised if that's next. Boom. Quick look at LDO. Yes, sir. Same thing here. Not liking the fact that we swept the lows into this key level, reclaimed, saw some upside, but now we're down here again, and that's not a good sign. You would have wanted to see continuation from here, or at least from here, but instead we did this. So at this point, I think this fills in all the way down towards here. It's not looking good. Looks horrible even. If it does this, squeezes a little higher, breaks back below, that's where you short all the way down to here. Blur. Try using Ctrl plus Z to undo the drawings on your chart. Does that work? Oh, I'll try, thanks. Blur, I think I have blur here, right? Yeah, broke down as well. Like, plan for this is simple now. If this is the sweep of the lows, then it will confirm it is, right? So if it gets back above here, retests and holds, that's your long. Invalidation below here, target all the way up here. This is definitely one I'm gonna keep my eye on, because that's a beautiful setup, potentially in the making. But yeah, if all of those coins are gonna nuke to new lows, this one will probably as well. But if it's holding better than the rest and gets bought up, then this could slowly be the round low in, especially if we reclaim this. But that will be the real trigger. And then target, target, target. Crypto market looks like trash while stocks at all-time high. Yeah, true. What do you use for Forex and commodities? Yes, Prime XBT. Hey, no worries, John. With Blur, careful with the unlocks. They just released like 40% of the supply, tons of supply to be dumped on. Oof, that's interesting. Thanks for saying this. But yeah, still, if it does reclaim that, I might still be looking for a long. It seems like Bitcoin's finally going for the lows here. We'll have to see what it does, right? If it wants to show you it has a bid and wants to trade higher, it will show you, you know. So be careful longing here. If you were interested in longs, you should have long down here, right? And then if you're still in longs from down here, I would definitely take some off. Unless, of course, you entered swings here targeting higher, then if that's your plan, all good. But that's it. Okay, so gonna hop off here. We've talked quite a lot about coins, about Bitcoin, gave my thoughts on everything you guys wanted. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to my YouTube. Don't forget, I'm giving away iPhones. I'll tell you guys, there's not a lot of participants until now, right? It takes literally 10 minutes to make your account or to make a new account and transfer your KYC, and you literally have a chance, probably 1 out of 30, maybe even less, to win an iPhone. Okay, so I mean, obviously if you don't want to, no worries at all, but I think it's definitely worth it. If you already have a phone, well, just sell it and go like that. Okay, so hope you enjoyed. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, you can transfer your KYC onto another account. So you just have to contact the support. So you just make a new account, right? And then you contact support and they transfer your KYC from the one to the other. So then you just transfer your funds to the new one under my link and you're good to go. All right. So enjoy your weekend, everyone. Hope you enjoyed. We'll do some more. I'll keep you guys updated on this one throughout the day. Okay, take care. Bye.